On this day in history, October 23rd, Archbishop James Ussher of Armagh calculated that the world was created on this exact day, according to a literal interpretation of the Bible. Ussher's chronology, based on biblical genealogies, placed the date of creation at 6 p.m. on October 23, 4004 BC. Though not accepted by modern science, it was influential in Christian thought for centuries. Mark Antony and Octavian, the future Augustus, decisively defeated the forces of Brutus, a leader in the assassination of Julius Caesar. In the second part of the Battle of Philippi on October 23, 42 BC, after the defeat, Brutus committed suicide, effectively ending the Liberators' civil war and the resistance to the Second Triumvirate. The Battle of Grathe Heath on October 23, 1157, ended the Danish Civil War, with King Valdemar I defeating King Sweyn III. Sweyn's death in the battle secured Valdemar's reign and united Denmark under his rule. On October 23, 1295, Scotland and France formalized their first treaty of the Auld Alliance in Paris, creating a military and diplomatic pact aimed at curbing English influence. This alliance would last for centuries and play a key role in European politics. The Battle of Edgehill, the first major engagement of the English Civil War, took place on October 23, 1642. It ended inconclusively, with both the Royalist and Parliamentarian forces claiming victory, leaving the struggle for control of England unresolved. On October 23, 1666, the most intense tornado in English history struck Lincolnshire. Estimated to be an F4 on the Fujita scale, the storm caused massive destruction with winds exceeding 213 miles per hour, 343 kilometers per hour. The first National Women's Rights Convention convened on October 23, 1850 in Worcester, Massachusetts. It brought together women's rights advocates from across the United States, helping to lay the foundation for the suffrage movement. In response to unsatisfactory reparations from Imperial Commissioner Yi Minchin, British Rear Admiral Michael Seymour launched an attack on the barrier forts outside Canton, China, on October 23, 1856. This marked the first military engagement of the Second Opium War. The Battle of Westport, the largest battle west of the Mississippi River during the American Civil War, was fought on October 23, 1864. The Union victory effectively ended Confederate operations in the region. On October 23, 1868, Emperor Mutsuhito, Meiji, officially declared the start of the Meiji era, marking the beginning of Japan's rapid modernization and the end of the Tokugawa shogunate's rule. Alberto Santos Dumont made the first successful heavier-than-air flight in Europe on October 23, 1906, in Paris. His achievement advanced the field of aviation as he flew a distance of 60 meters, 197 feet, at a height of 2 to 3 meters. During the Italo-Turkish War, the first use of an airplane in combat occurred on October 23, 1911, when an Italian pilot conducted a reconnaissance flight over Turkish forces. This marked the beginning of aviation's role in modern warfare. On October 23, 1940, Adolf Hitler met with Francisco Franco in Hendaye, France, to discuss the possibility of Spain joining the Axis powers in World War II. The meeting ended without an agreement, as Franco hesitated to commit Spain to the war. The Smurfs, Belgian artist Peyo's iconic blue comic characters, made their debut in Spirou magazine on October 23, 1958. The Smurfs would go on to become one of the most beloved comic franchises worldwide. Gary Gablick set a new land speed record on October 23, 1970, driving the rocket-powered vehicle, Blue Flame, to a speed of 622.407 miles per hour, 1001.67 kilometers per hour. The record stood for over a decade. The U.S. bombing campaign against North Vietnam, known as Operation Linebacker, ended on October 23, 1972, after 5 months of intense airstrikes. The campaign significantly disrupted North Vietnamese supply lines and was a turning point in the Vietnam War. On October 23, 1989, Wärtsilä Marine, one of the largest shipbuilders in Northern Europe, declared bankruptcy. The collapse was the largest bankruptcy in the history of the Nordic countries at the time. The Paris Peace Accords were signed on October 23, 1991, officially ending the Cambodian-Vietnamese War and paving the way for peace and democratic elections in Cambodia after years of conflict. Apple released the first iPod on October 23, 2001. The revolutionary portable music player reshaped the way people listened to music, and its success marked a turning point in Apple's transformation into a consumer electronics giant. Chechen separatist terrorists seized the House of Culture Theater in Moscow on October 23, 2002, taking around 700 hostages. The ensuing siege lasted several days, ending in a Russian Special Forces raid with significant loss of life. On October 23, 2015, Hurricane Patricia made landfall in Mexico as one of the most powerful hurricanes ever recorded, with sustained winds and the lowest sea level pressure in the Western Hemisphere. It caused severe damage and killed at least 13 people. The Myanmar Air Force carried out deadly airstrikes on a concert in Pakant Township, Kachin State, on October 23, 2022, killing at least 80 people. The attack, known as the Pakant Massacre, targeted Kachin Independence Organization officials and civilians. Thank you most sincerely for your time and attention. If you found this presentation enlightening, I encourage you to share it with others, express your appreciation with a like, and consider subscribing for future content. I look forward to your company in the next installment.